Oh, hello there. Right now, let's see. It is 9:28 p.m. on 2025, October 1st, and I was just thinking about something, and I've been thinking about it for like over a week or so. Um, yeah, it would have made more sense to make this like today's Wednesday, probably like even like Monday of last week, like 9 days ago. But I have decided. I've decided that I'm probably just not going to bother watching the recently released motion picture that just came out, one battle after another. But it's for a different reason than a lot of the other people who are skipping it. There's a motion picture that came out, one battle after another, and um, and it's a motion picture about it's like a crime drama about leftist revolutionary vigilante types. And I remember seeing the trailer. I thought, oh, this is looks interesting. Oh, it's a Paul Thomas Anderson film. And it's looks like his most actiony movie yet. And I remember seeing the trailer first coming up in April of 2024, April 2025, yeah, April of this year, 2025. And it's like this is the movie that used to be called The Battle of Bactan Cross. And and it was like, oh, so that's what the movie is about. And at first I thought, is this like a 1970s type of thing? And they're like Weather Underground style terrorists or something. And as more trailers came out, I was like, oh, I think a good chunk of this movie is like set in modern times, and like another chunk is like 20 years before or something. So I guess it's like late 90s or something. And anyway, the subject matter, when I saw that first trailer, the subject matter reminded me of those Tesla arsons, the bombing and arson of the Tesla cars, and vandalizing like people's like Tesla cars. And I thought this could be some very touchy subject matter for this year. And as it got closer to release, like the subject matter got even more divisive subject matter. And so some people might be turned off from that type of material, but that was not. I was still like, huh, it's in VistaVision. It's gonna be, and they're gonna take the VistaVision and then transfer it to 70 millimeter. I was gonna see it in IMAX 70 millimeter. I was like, ooh, an IMAX 70 millimeter film. I live near an IMAX 70 millimeter screen. There's only like a dozen of them or so in the world. And I thought, hey, this is just most of them are in the USA, and I live in one of the cities. And I thought, but you know what ended up happening? The whole Jimmy Kimmel ACLU petition thing. If you don't know what that is, in the days after Jimmy Kimmel got suspended from the thingy, his show, and he got put right back on. So it just proves that the government didn't stop it. He was suspended and he got let back on after a few days. And I'm like, there's a petition that was acting like it was the government, acting like it was the FCC who actually made a formal, actual command for ABC to do something, and that was not made. But people are deluding themselves into thinking that a formal command was made, and it wasn't just ABC, and it wasn't the affiliate networks doing it, but 400 different like celebrities, like over 400 celebrities signed a petition. You can go online and look that up. It's just look up ACLU Jimmy Kimmel petition, and he was unsuspended like after 4 days. And that list keeps growing. It started out like 436, now it's like 470, 480 something. People keep adding, even though he was let back on. I guess out of some principle because they think that like the FCC actually made like a credible threat. Um, but one of the names on there is one of the actresses in this movie, Regina Hall. And then, like a few days later, Jimmy Kimmel may have went back on the air by then. Sean Penn, put his name on there, and some of it is like Hollywood liberal types. But to me, that's not the point. The point is, on principle, the petition is so disgusting. It's such a disgusting lie that this supposedly respected institution, the American Civil Liberties Union, did because they just want to score political points by just lying about the nature of Jimmy Kimmel. The ABC gave him a timeout because he made a disgusting lie about the motivation of the Charlie Kirk assassin, and acting like um, people, extremists on Charlie Kirk's own side, um, were fed up with him like not going far enough or something, and then they assassinated him. Huge, disgusting lie, and it wasn't even a joke. It was just misleading his audience, and so he gets a slap on the wrist, even though his show does not get enough ratings to justify it. Um, and and then you have some celebrities. I mean, they're all like misguided about this, but it takes so little research to put that in. And so I was gonna pay money to see a movie that it's touchy subject matter, but I'm interested in interesting storytelling. I'm interested in seeing what other people have to say about stuff. But no, even just like having one person involved, um, even though the production was already made and such, um, anyone on that list, I'm just gonna skip their movies or skip their material. Try to economically contribute to them as little as possible, or not make their movies successful. Um, so far, none of the famous names or cast or crew or director or anything from might be able to still see Five Nights at Freddy's too, um, and still several other ones. You know what ended up happening? Like days after Jimmy Kimmel went back on, there he's like Tuesday. He did his comeback thing. I didn't watch it. All I know is Jimmy Kimmel is that guy who YouTube tries to shove his clips down my throat. Every single thumbnail is always some TDS screed. TDS for Trump derangement syndrome. Almost every time. It's always like just really crappy and stupid. It's stuff that's almost on the level of Stephen Colbert. And I used to love Stephen Colbert doing the whole vaccine shill thing with the dancing people in the vaccine costumes. I mean, late night on broadcast TV is just hot garbage. It's not entertaining. Um, I don't see how like people can be entertained by something that's that much of a circle jerk. Circle jerks on like either side, any side, gets boring. It must get boring after a while. Um, so, oh yeah, a few days after Jimmy Kimmel went back on there, I was like, I'm gonna go check that list again, knowing full well that I love movie theaters. I love going to the movies. I see all manner of movies. I see stuff that's not just a typical Hollywood film. I see independent film, like legit, independent film, not A24, because that's not really independent. But I see anime stuff. I see re-releases of old classic movies, documentaries, just different types of stuff, foreign films. But I was like, crap. They put Ariana Grande, put her name on there. I mean, she's an American, like, and she would be on their list. None of the UK celebrities, are on there as far as I can tell. Like Cynthia Erivo is a UK citizen, so her name's not on this ACLU Jimmy Kimmel petition thing. But it's like crap because I kind of like that first movie, and then I saw the play in real life, so I've seen the whole play. And it's like I really don't want to give that money. I mean, I'll eventually probably see Wicked Part Two, Wicked for Good, because it looks like it has a bunch of extra stuff that was neither in the novel or the play. And if my mom wants to see it, if it's a family member wants to see it, he might see it. I might try to see like a matinee, or I might just wait until it shows up on Peacock, which I get for free for being a Walmart employee. But it's like crap. I might be saving myself some money because, as a general rule, I want to avoid just giving this pop culture world, especially mainstream American Hollywood based, these major, entertainment institutions, because it's not just, oh, the people who signed the petition are individuals, yes, but it's also when they're doing this, it's a reflection of what Hollywood institutionally is, and it's like, I mean, the Los Angeles kind of based film industry, they have a lot of money. They have a lot of money to make, these expensive big budget productions that transport you to another world. But at the same time, maybe they're just bad with money and they just spend it on a lot of overpaying actors and cocaine and a big money laundering scheme. I mean, does it really cost like $200 million to make like, a movie? Even if it has a bunch of CGI, it cost only like 15-ish $million to make Godzilla -1. Now, for that, like the CGI, it's like it's the kaiju, but then there's like buildings, and stuff getting blown up and stuff. I mean, there's so crap. Okay. What else can't I see? Oh, I was gonna simp for the Demon Slayer anime movie by just by seeing it again in the movie theaters by seeing the dub version because I already seen the sub version, and I was like, oh, the dubbed version has Channing Tatum in it, and he put his name on there, on that garbage petition. Again, look up ACLU Jimmy Kimmel petition. It's probably still up. There's a version where like ordinary people can sign it, and there's like over 40,000 signatures. But then there's like this list of specific celebrities on there. Maybe I'll talk more about how interesting it is, the names that I see on there. But my overall thing is I'm getting a disdain for Hollywood, and it's more just I'm not one to do the whole boycott Hollywood song and dance, um, just because they might believe things that are different from me. But that's not a belief. Like Jimmy Kimmel was not censored by the government. That's not a belief. That's a reality. So they don't have different beliefs. They have different facts than me. And that's why I don't like people just say shit that's so fucking wrong, and you have to just correct them every time. It takes like a couple of minutes, to show, hey, here's how you're wrong, and they make decisions like they influence culture based on these stupid fucking lies. Like, oh, fascism. The whole thing is a political ploy to make you go, see, you shouldn't have voted for Donald Trump because he's a fascist, because this is proof that he's a fascist, because he censored, Jimmy Kimmel, who has a he's hugely privileged to have this platform. And by the way, he didn't. The government didn't do it. The FCC did not censor them. They did. The FCC guy, Brendan Carr, went on a podcast for some conservative podcast guy named Benny Johnson. And, he did use words like, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. He said that kind of language. And that's a podcast. That's fighting words. That's just how politics is now. And I like it more because it's more honest, but he did not actually, the FCC did not go and send some sort of letter or whatever to the entirety of ABC just because Jimmy Kimmel made one disgusting lie, which some people believe falls under the category of broadcast hoaxes about a ongoing crime. But they didn't do that, and ABC and the Walt Disney Company isn't one to just preemptively do this because they fear that the FCC is going to, send them a letter or make them a command. They will fight that stuff in court over, a long time, over years even. It doesn't just instantly happen, where they can just unilaterally, pull the plug on these broadcast networks, and they would happen one station at a time, one local station at a time. What I mean. So I guess that's what I have to say about that. But overall, I'm going to engaging with pop culture, American pop culture. There's so much degeneracy there that you have to kind of put the brakes on it. I like to follow the box office, and more than half the box office, the majority of the box office in North America is these mainstream films from 5 or 6 or 7 major studios, oftentimes starring A-list actors, with just production companies with deep pockets and whatnot. They have deep pockets. They keep making flop after flop, but they're always staying afloat. Maybe it's because the other movies make money. Every as long as you get a few $billion hits in there, maybe it keeps the stuff afloat. But ooh, I want to see. There's a couple of things I want to see that happen to not be Hollywood stuff. But I mean, I'd like to see that Avatar movie. I mean, Avatar 3, James Cameron's Avatar. Maybe we've seen the other ones, so I thought maybe I might see on the third one. Now, I don't like it when people say, Disney we need to boycott a woke Disney. Well, all of them are like that, freaking A. All of them. All of them, have, stupid degeneracy and are on a power trip to dictate the culture by using the media to do that. So Universal is like that. Warner Bros. Is like that. And to me, the most motion pictures, most pieces of Hollywood media or television, like in scripted fictional format, don't really in fall under a philosophy of whatever left wing versus right wing is. I think it's just the whole culture, like, has a pedophile problem. The whole culture has an abuse problem, has a systemic abuse problem, has a money laundering problem. And maybe you could read more novels or something. But tools to create movies are getting cheaper. I think that, there's like the tools that, make movies, are getting cheaper. It's more accessible. Um, and so one thing is like, people like certain IPs and they've been, and next time someone makes up a great story, maybe someone else should snap up the rights to it other than a major studio, even though sometimes the product, can be entertaining. Um, I might still see some things, but if I'm going to take a look at that list again and just, if I recognize a name on there, I might skip it, I might not see it for months and I might not even bother to pirate it, because I don't want to be part of that conversation. And like, oh, Zootopia 2 is coming out. That may or may not be good. I don't know if it's going to live up to the first one. But one of the actors signed their name on there on the ACLU Jimmy Kimmel petition thing. So and it's not just that like I disagree with it. It's a lie. Like you're a stupid idiot for signing that petition because it takes seconds to determine that the whole premise of the petition is bullshit and that the ACLU it's just become a dumb institution. It's like the Anti Defamation League or Southern Poverty Law Center. Really cringy and stupid. So, all right then. Maybe I'll read more books, and find a hobby that isn't just consuming. Find a hobby that involves producing. I do like to, and the people's taste in pop culture and entertainment is so fractured. People have different tastes that just like your own thing. And if you can find a few friends who you can talk to about this stuff, um, then you could socialize over that. All right, then bye.
There's nothing to be afraid of.